Paul Ray Tilabada, Nathan Ray Tilabada, Simon Ray Tilabada. Nawala diri karon kay patay na siya. Pero we remember him in memory kay importante siya sa mga family. So yes, I am 26 years of age and lalaki ko since birth. I thank you for this opportunity of speaking in front of you. Maski last minute, nag-back out ko. Gusto mo atras. Kaya itong gi-assign ko rin po, excited ba kayo kaya gi-assign ko rin sa Book of Job. One of my favorite literary work in the book of the Bible. So, excited kayo ko niya. Pag-dual na sa event kay ito nagsugod ang dawat sila. Hindi naman siguro ako deserving. Because I have this pressure from you na you're expecting something ba? You want to hear purpose, you want to hear motivation. Kasi na-expect mo na motivational speaker ko ba? Pero every day, I cannot even motivate myself. Every day, I'm paralyzed by anxiety. And every day, ako ang ginatanaw ako sa sarili, dagan ng insecurity, dagan ng doubt, dagan ng questions. Muna, ma-worry ko sa akong isulti sa inyo. So, I don't have that kind of spirit. I am not confident na matagnaw na sa inyo. But I do believe in hope. Pero na klase na hope. Nayo ba na hope nila is nasa lang heart and it's as bright as the sun. Na pagsulod nila sa room, hugyaw na yun and it illuminates everything. Ano ang hope nila. But to me, ang hope now, I describe my hope as something else. Mura siya kandila na habi ng follow. Gamay lang kayo. And then bagyo, nagapalibot siya. And then by some unexplainable miracle, kaning kandila din di siya mapalong. So ang hope na ako ang ma-feel. Lagi mo ng darkness, lagi mo ng despair, lagi mo ng depression. Pero by some unexplainable miracle, ang candle na dili mapalong. So, I'm gonna come as I am in all honesty and all truthfulness. Nainiwan sa ko na pastora, siya, dili siya taga-dream. Wala, taga-lain siya na simbahan. Dali siya sa kuha. Ang iba na mo gali, gawas sa simbahan. Ayaw dala sulod sa simbahan. So, kung bastos ka gawas sa simbahan, pag sulod yung simbahan, binastos. Pag mamalikas ka gawas sa simbahan, pag sulod yung sa simbahan, ay na mamalikas. So, yan ako siya, pastora, with all due respect, and no offense man. But I think, that's a bunch of horseshit. Nabalikas ko sa iya. Pero wala na ako isulti. Isulti na ako sa una. Kaya our argument is, if Jesus Christ is a physician, and our souls are diseased and sick, ato ang matawag ang church as doctor's clinic. And when you visit a doctor's clinic, si Kisha, pharmacy student si Kisha, when you visit a doctor's clinic, ang himong sa doctor's clinic is you do not lie about your symptoms.
Yeah.
Diba? Dili ta mga adto sa simbahan. Ay, dili ta mga sa doctor's clinic. Wala, nagkaon ba seafood, no? Wala nagkaon ng seafood. Because ang atong honesty with how we answer the doctor will help his prognosis of our problems.
Right.
And mo ba na itong pagsulod sa simbahan? Dapat we have to be honest when we approach the presence of God. We have to come as we are.
Yes.
Pero problem is, we've turned the church into a theater. Pagsulod na ito, di ganit presentation. Pag layan kayo, basta, ginagamit na ito ang church to present ba na we're righteous. Pero, I have been a Christian for 26 years. And to tell you the honest truth, holiness and righteousness is very hard to attain.
Yeah.
And all our, when we look inside us, our evil is immensely deep, and all our goodness is, again, by a miracle, by the grace of God. And ang isa lang ako ma-share sa inyo is my friendship with Jesus Christ. Kanina friendship, I don't know kung makarelate mo pero Jesus Christ to me is not something na, a story lang. Nabasa lang ako sa book, na mura sa Harry Potter or something. Kung kanang earth na akong ginatamakan karon, I know na this is also the earth he stepped on. Or the atmosphere na he breathed, the oxygen, ihagi siya kilong. So, but that should amaze us na God once upon a time walked this earth and we didn't notice kaya ito siya bilansang. Pero kanang naka-amazing nga na. And I have this special friendship with Him na I know that mine and mine alone and cannot be shared with anyone kay saya. Ako lang niya kirby. So muna siya kanang Facebook friend dyan ako na pwede ko makipag-joke siya and kabalo ko na di siya ma-offend. Kanang gani. Ang favorite na joke is si Jesus Christ lang ang karpentero na gilansang sa kahoy. Ang mga na karpentero kay sila nagalansang ang guide, si Jesus Christ ang karpentero na gilansang sa kahoy. Ang atong isa kay mag-listen joke pamila ko sa tiyaw na. Pero wala na. I have this friendship na I know and I'm confident na whatever happens, He's there with me. Muna, every time po na most certainly bad about Jesus Christ or misrepresent Him, mumuli po dyan ako ang kaspa na gusto niyo po manakit gani. Pero Jesus Christ warns us na love your neighbor as you love yourself. And that is what I'm working on right now. Muna, this friendship with Jesus Christ is something very special na I thought of a thought experiment. Now, what if the devil visited me one night? Niya na siya, Christian Labadan, I will give you a chance na may mga si James Reid. Ang naong ni James Reid, ang height ni James Reid, ang katato ni James Reid, pati ang memories ni James Reid, ang first kiss nila ni Nadine Lustre, mato si Mua. Pero mawala si Christian Labadan, ang memories, ang history, ang past, ang pain, ang suffering. And then, dito na ako nakita na kung sa Juday ka, important si Jesus Christ ako. Na, no, I will repeat everything. Siguro, i-consider ako, di mo na ako, dito no? James Reid. Bugi ko. Bugi na magandaan. Pero at the end, I know na I will not replace Jesus Christ. I will repeat life even though it was full of suffering. And that is the thing with Jesus Christ. We only meet Him in suffering. We encounter Him in the Jordan River. We encounter Him at the wedding at Cana. We encounter Him saying the Beatitudes and the parables. We encounter Him at Bethsaida. We encounter Him lang there. Pero in order to really understand Him, we have to finish the story.
Amen.
And at the end of that story is the cross. That's why you have to join Him there too. You have to join in the suffering. You have to embrace the suffering of life. So, madto naman niya sa suffering ni Job. Pero una naman sa suffering ni Job. At sa ang suffering. So, muna yung suffering. Biceps. So, ka-kidney dialysis patient for 8 years na. Wala ko naghandom ng mga abot kong ani kadugay. Every Monday and Thursday, ginatusok na ang dagom and 1.5 liters of blood ginakuha sa machine para hugasan and then ibalik. And every Monday, Thursday, palibutan ko mga tao ba na wala na sila ipananaw, wala na sila ipandumog, na iba nagbutan ng tiin, na iba gina-oxygen, na iba gisakay yung ambulance niya, wala nakabalik, mamatay na dito. Pero that is, remind ko ba na, what if this will be my future? What if this is what awaits me? And mga kauban ako from 8 years ago, wala na sila akong nabilin, di ako pinakabata, matigulang na. That is the daily suffering na nagsugod when I was 8 years old. Gikan sa nephrotic syndrome pa lang yung pangalan, to minimal change disease, to chronic end-stage kidney failure na. So, I think ang pinaka doubtful jud na incident ito is when it became worse at 16 years old. Nag-worse ng sakit ato, and I remember na sa body rin nato ni creatine, nag-produce ang body of creatine. Ang creatine ginagamit for energy for the muscles, and ang creatine is chemical residue na dapat ilabay sa kidney. Pero measure ang creatine level sa mga dugo, taas na kayo. Nabot nag 800. Ang normal level is 100 to 150 lang. So, nag-pulse therapy ang doctor, and kay nag-hope siya, kay tanong niya ang size ng kidney, wala mo nag-use. So, ato ning try cure. So, nag-try pulse therapy, and from 800, napalower to 500. So, pag mapalower na ito back to normal, night chance na din ako dialysis. And then, 500, nag-session na po, dapat 3 sessions, so sa second session, from 500, nag-lower to 200. Kumain lang kayo. Isa na yung ka-session. Pero, ito, wala mong live stream. Pero, sa second session, ang nakita ko, and this is how I remember it, hindi ako gusto damutan ng papa. Kaya I know na he was doing that sincerely and out from what was revealed to him. He declared na nagmilagro daw Ginoo. And he decided to not contact the doctor, to not continue the third session. So, nag-stay dito ang wala na may contact, wala na may laboratory, wala na. Because, milagro daw lagi. Wala na, dili na need. So, 2 years later, 16 years old, 18 years old na ako, there was an electrolyte imbalance, ang dahil akong lawas, dito nag-seizure, dito na ningabot ang creatinine sa wamunto, nag-seizure, dito na dialysis ni mata ko na nangituloy. Ang pagtanaw sa creatinine levels, ang 200 na dapat akong baba pa is nabot ang 1,800. So, too late na to lower it down early. And disappointed kayo ang doctor, yun na doon na kayo nakapit na natin mag-normalize, but if only you contact them, if only you continue the third session. Pero again, wala nang inabasa lang ang papa. Again, that was revealed to him, and maybe God has a purpose for that, although you do not understand. But yes, I think, I don't know, pero na notions mga Christians karon na they invalidate medical science. Wala maglagot yung ng mga preachers naman sila, ayaw tuwa ng doktor, pag ingnan ka niya naki-cancer, kahit ka na siya, sulubon na siya sa Ginoo. At kanang doktor, nag-eskwela na siya sa eskwelahan na sa mga medicine, And God works in mysterious ways. Pag talinturahon ka, nabasa ka sa ulan, and then ligo ka o bugnaw ka yung tubig, and then naayo yung kalintura, that is a miracle. Kaya hindi na ito Pero sometimes, God's miracle can also be a paracetamol biogesic taken every 4 hours. We invalidate that fact. We invalidate the fact that medical science can be God's miracle. Kaya gusto na ito, kung bongga gani, kaya pwede share sa congregation ba na di malagit sila. Pero we underestimate na God has already given us miracles every day around us. Pero again, that is how I became a dialysis patient for 8 years now. But today, mostly what I struggle with is the mental aspect of life, of course, as what I've said. And the hard thing with mental aspect, and even now, this which I explained, and I don't know if you can relate to that, pero the thing with mental issues is that you cannot point at it. Di siya samad na I can point and then within ako ayun. Something is mysterious about it sa distinction na problem versus mystery. Ang problem daw is something that is in front of you. Na-quote sa na, how to get to Mars is a problem, but what is love is a mystery. Ang problem is something in front of you. I can solve this, kaya it is separate from me. From mystery is, I cannot separate this from me. I am inside it, and it is inside me, and I am involved in it. So, kanang pinaka-struggle ako today, ang mental health na grabe dyan, I don't know, na malit raw change ang mood, malit raw paralyzed, hindi ka libog. Dili necessarily hindi ka nihog, pero ang mga dapat niyong himon ba, ang gusto niyong himon, dili niyong mahimo, and then you're full of doubt, your self-esteem is questioned. But again, this is the suffering of life. Now we make us question, what is the purpose and what on earth are we here for? And suffering is the path to this question. We don't ask this question, what on earth am I here for pag natay love life? Di ba? Di ba? Dili ta, pag madawag-dawag yun to, dili ta makaasyo, ano yung purpose of life? No, we ask this question when we are suffering, and the suffering has no explanation. We don't understand it. Do I really deserve it? And muna segue natin to the book of Job. The book of Job is one of the most important books of the Bible, I think. And katong una yung nakabasa ni, sige na ako siya balik-balikan because it is so puzzling and paradoxical. And again, it's amazing. Now, the book of Job is, we hear God here speaking from a whirlwind, ipo-ipo. And we hear the stories before. God spoke in a burning bush. God spoke in the thundering clouds of Mount Sinai. Pero here, He speaks from a whirlwind. Nag-ipo-ipo. He speaks from a whirlwind. I love that metaphor sa choice sa author. Because, sa metaphor sa whirlwind is kanang it represents na ingana ang Ginoo. It challenges our notions of belief, our notions of faith, our notions of good and evil. And that is what we read in the book of Job. Maski ikaw mag-question mo ka, anong i-allow ni sa Ginoo kay book of Job? Muna, anong karon na ako na-realize na I am not really fit to explain this to you. Maski ako, minaw isa ka lecture, kumalaw isa ka libro, andun karon wala kayo magpapasa ko. What the meaning of the book of Job is. So, what is the book of Job? There was a man from the land of Uz who was blameless and upright, and there is no man like him. Mana nakakuyaw sa iya na masking sigat, di makinamog siya sa demonyo. And every good thing, every prosperity that is available on earth, dihatag siya. Kay, as a reward for his righteousness. And then one time, nag-meeting ang mga angels sa heaven. And for some reason, narito si Satan. So, niya na si God, welcoming na siya to everyone. Sige, welcome mo niya si Satan. Hey, Satan, what's up? So, si Satan na siya, nagilabaro-ilaroy ko sa kuhan, namitaw, kasi pwede ka ko nun, kaya kung may medicar. So, ang ipahinambog sa Ginoo, first yun ay ipahinambog si Job. Have you heard of my servant Job, who is blameless and upright? There's no man like him, and he is righteous and he abhors evil. And yan, si Satan, malamang, kung man dyan na siya, righteous man dyan na siya, ginabless man yung mga tanan ni works. Pero tanawan nato, tanggala daw tanang blessings na gihatod ko sa iya. Tanawan nato, if he will still be faithful. So, tagaan ni God the permission si Job. Sige, tanggala ang possessions, but keep his life as per his life. So, mo ito, naitabo, tanggala ang possessions ni Job, patay pa niyang mga anak. His important possession. So, tulo ka news, namatay mong katen, namatay mong livestock, namatay mong anak, and sunod-sunod. Mura siya comedy, actually, ang pagbasa niyo dito niya, si Job kay nagkilap na. And all he responded was, naked I came from my mother's womb, naked I will return. And the Lord has given, the Lord has taken away, blessed be the name of the Lord. And yung meeting na po sa langit, the first meeting sila, tapos, yaman naman si Satan. And for the second time, niya na po si God, have you heard of my servant Job? And again, you tested him just as we arranged, pero his faith remains to be formidable. His faith is strong. So what did you say? Na po si Satan, malamang, paul mo nyo na siya, kaya wala ba niyo siya gilabton sa hell? What if we give him a personal suffering na siya mismo naka-experience? And tanaw na to, he will curse God. And I'm sure di rin siya very faithful. And again, God gives Satan permission to do that from the crown of his head to the tip of his feet. Dagang boils si Job na nagbuak siya o pottery, gamit pang kalon, to scratch ang iyang kapit. And dito, nakita na daw dito na nag-wonder si Job. Ang first na verse, wala nang i-curse si God. Ang first na i-curse is the day of his birth. Anong ipanganak pa man to sa earth. Mato yung leaders. And then, that's where the questions began. And dito na siya nag-asa, what on earth am I here for? And in the book of Job, throughout the entire drama, there are 4 voices na tuwang madungog. The first voice is very simple, the voice of his wife. And the very thesis of his wife is 4 words only. Curse God and die. One ay very simple solution. And in a way, masabtan ako ang iyang wife. Kaya kung wife na ako si Job, namatiyan ko anak, kaya anak ginamot ko, kaya kami ginagima ko. And ang possessions, conjugal property, and now my husband is suffering. And then my husband is righteous. Masabtan ako yung wife, lumana siya, curse God and die. And here we see the spirit of nihilism, of hate, of atheism, of pessimism. Because the cruelty of this is not only does she want Job to curse God, she wants Job to commit suicide and die. A second part sa iyang pronouncement. So, ani ka dark ang kuwan sa asawa ni Job. E mo daw, ibad daw ni Job, nang saan ka, you speak like a foolish woman. Now, the second voice we encounter in the book of Job is triune voice, tulo sila ka voice. Si Eliphaz, si Bildad, and si Zophar. The 3 friends of Job, mag-comfort daw sila, pero ang gamitin nila pang comfort is their theological understanding, their religion. So, as hala, kalumawin ni Job, uy, dugan ko siya affliction, pain. Pero Job, what if ang dahilan na ng itabuhin kay nakisala? So, imagine na, nag-suffer na ka, and na yung mga friends ni mo, tingnan ka, the reason why you're suffering like this is because of some sin. So, mo na hinayak si Job kung pag-ayo. Nila the interpretation na for 7 days nagsilong-ilong si Job and he was okay with his suffering. Pero nagsugod lang mo debate kung nitubag na yung mga friends. And what these theological friends represents is our human tendency to explain suffering and to explain evil. Look at the explanation as to why we are suffering. And na kayo ma-remember sa mga atong bata ko, pastora ni siya, yung dili na pastora, na yung mga di ba, Christian na ang pangalan no? Christian ang pangalan, sabi mo kasakit, sabi mo hospital. Diyan siya na, base daw, ang reason, ano siguro kasakit, siguro hospital, is because akong pangalan, ihuhi kayo. Niya ako ang ugali, holy shit. Kaya sakit sa ulo, sipat, buyagon. So, hindi siya bagay ba? So, yung suggest, i-change ang pangalan. Okay, kasi holy na kayo. Mo yung explanation of the disease, mo yung explanation of the event. Ang yung suggest is, ang ako na lang daw yung pangalan, Christopher. Okay, babang panahon. May Cristo, diba? Yan ay Fer, di ka sa Lucifer. So, lagyan mo may balance. So, Muna to ang understanding of evil. And mga po na ang atong theology today. Now, when we encounter evil, we try to explain evil. And ang nakadaot, theological friends ni Job is that ikasabaan sila at the end ni God. Because they were trying to explain God. Now my favorite quote na, you cannot contain the entire ocean in a teaspoon. Diba? Kaya niya, motong diliganan ni God sa theological friends, they were trying to explain the great mystery of God. They were trying to explain the evil that is afflicting Job. Dili lang masabtan na what is happening to Job is a mystery. Here is a righteous man and he is suffering like a wicked man. Okay, mo na ito ko sa book of Job, it is reversing everything. What it reverses is the Deuteronomic covenant. Deuteronomic covenant is, if you are righteous, God will reward you. If you are wicked, God will curse you. Mo na ang terms and conditions, mo na ang mechanics of the game. Mo na nasabtan. But then here is a mystery. Here is an absurdity presented before them. Na here's a righteous man, wala siya gimo, and yet, he's suffering like a wicked man. How can we explain this? And their religion is not enough to explain it. So the third voice we encounter in the book of Job is the voice of Elijah. And many scholars believe that he's the voice of the angel. May mysterious niyang pag-appear. Sunod siya galit and then wala siya galit. And yung sunod lang siya parang gawin ka lang parang ilumon sila and then welcome. So God to the next thing speak. But yes, what did Elihu say? The thing that struck me the most about what he said is that sabi niya si Job, he asked niya si Job, how sure are you na you are righteous? How can you assert this righteousness? And if you are righteous, so what? How will that affect God? How will that affect the universe? This righteousness will only affect you. This doesn't affect anyone. And does this kaning righteousness ba na imong tagamtaman, is this enough to judge God na magsuko masaya? So mo to ang voice nila yun. I really agree with this na we cannot really know we are righteous. And we cannot really know for sure na dapat ba nato pangayon sa Ginoo ang what we really deserve. Okay, kung nai-evil may tabo sa tuwa, o pangutana rin na, Lord, deserve ba na ako ni Lord? Deserve ba na ako ni I don't think I deserve this. Pero, what if? Are we really confident na we want that? Na God gave us what we deserve? For example, if God appeared to you in a dream, nangyana siya, tanan deeds niya, good and evil. Na siya'y mathematical formula i-follow. Na siya'y whiteboard, ipakita niya sa'yo, i-solve niya. And then, i-calculate niya ang good and ang evil. And then, according to the mathematical equation na siya maging mo, He will reward you with whatever. Are you confident? Ganahan ka sa results, anak. Are you confident na, oh my God, this is what I deserve?
Yeah.
Kaya sure ko na dili talaga because every day we're living, it is all by the grace of God. Human species, for example, the human species is only 6,000 years old. Ang Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Pero tanawa ang Earth, naganakitag na nagkuba. Isn't that abusive na 4.5 billion years ang Earth, 6,000 lang tayo, naganakitag na kuba. Pero, when you look at it, ganun po kita evil na nahihimo sa itong history. Sa itong wars, sa brutalities, sa communities, sa rape, murder, even sa family, dagatag nahihimo na evil sa isa't isa. And yet, what if God gave us what we deserve? Wouldn't the mountains shake? Wouldn't the tectonic plates rumble? Wouldn't the oceans and tidal wave rise and the stars fall from the heavens? Pero that is not happening. Today, every day is the grace of God. The birds continue to sing and the sun continue to shine for some weird reason. So, what is Elihu trying to say, and I think for me, is that we cannot explain God. The suffering, the evil has no explanation. But also, the reverse is true. Now, the good has no explanation. And especially that is exemplified in the cross of Calvary. There is no explanation as to why He did that. There is no explanation as to why the divine man, a divine God, came down to earth to become man. And by the way, He has all the power to become a conqueror. You know, na siya followers. Hindi nila siya armasan. And even in the presence of Pontius Pilate, ipangutan na siya, what is truth? He can have the chance to defend himself, and he is more intelligent than Pontius Pilate, and he can educate him. Pero at the very end, he decided to shut up, to be silent. And what is the explanation of that? There is no explanation for that. So, that is what the book of Job is trying to show us, na there is a universe that will not explain itself to us. One of fourth voice sa book of Job is the voice of God Himself, who spoke from the whirlwind. And ang thesis niya is that stop asking for explanations. Pero taas kayo, bago kayo pagka-sudya, very poetic. Dapat yung basahon kayo. Baso niya si Job. Joke, alam mga joke, gagawin mo na ako. Joke. Asa mga joke tong, di mo mga sal na mo. Joke, kabalo mga di mo brain joke. Ha, joke. Joke, kabalo mga di mo snow. Ha, joke, kabalo mga di mo dog. Ha, ha. Ano yung style ba na, kabalo ka joke. Ha, ha, kabalo joke. Kabalo ka asa mo ato ang winter, pabala ng winter. Or ang summer, or ang spring. Ganun yung explanation of the joke na wala ka rin nasayo gani, how dare you question my sovereignty? How dare you question this suffering? So, what is the point then? Are we to accept suffering? Are we to accept evil? I think the lesson here in the book of Job is that it's all about purpose. And suffering is one of the things that make us question our purpose. Okay, at the very end, si Job, he bowed down in worship. As he realized again that is really the purpose of his life. As a created being, your purpose in life is to bow down in fear and trembling before your Creator. And today, that purpose is being taken away from us. So, that is what we need to learn from the book of Job now. Our purpose is to bow down before God and worship. It's not only the music service na may tabo every Sunday. Worship is a lifestyle. Worship is a mindset. Worship is a consciousness na someone is up there and it is far greater than you, far greater than your intellect, far greater than your plans. And this is what I learned. Kaya sa una, I'm very control freak. Gusto ko magplano, gusto ko matuman ako ang gusto. Domineering. Gusto ko, ihanay na ako live na computer engineering student ko, mag-apartment ko. Tapos naway guwapa, naway buha. Pero God has different plans. Pero despite again of our plans being derailed, we are told to accept this. We are told that this sovereign power is in control of our lives and the future is uncertain. And the only appropriate response we can have is to bow down and accept it. It's very hard to accept, but even Jesus Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane uttered the most powerful prayer, but let thy will be done. And that is the example that we have to follow. And mo po na ang wala na to na ni Job. Wala niya na dawat na righteous na good. Pero you cannot accept this righteousness is only subject to a higher sovereign power. So if you are wondering what is your purpose in life, you can go to the Word. I really recommend you to go to the Word. Fame, wealth, and happiness is there. Kung gusto mong fame, pag-i mo YouTube channel, mag-vlog mo. Yes. If you want wealth, pag-invest mo sa agriculture, real estate, cryptocurrency. And if you want happiness, find the love of your life and travel the world. I suggest you do that. Pero this is not purpose. Purpose is higher than this. These are temporary. These are flimsy and fleeting. Na verse sa Psalm 73 na nalibog siya sa mga successful insecure kaya siya. Pero somewhere below, he realized na what they have are illusions. And they're very flimsy na the snap of a finger, this will all disappear. That is why what Christianity offers is this joyful purpose na it will not change. I cannot guarantee that Christianity will offer you fame, will offer you wealth, or will offer you happiness even. But Christianity will offer you purpose. And purpose is something very important. Purpose is wise in a way that purpose is not something that will make you happy. That is the culture today. They want to equate purpose with something that makes you happy. That's why if something no longer makes them happy, lalabiyaan and then they switch. Walang may tabo sa mga maguyab karon. Di mo happy oy, hawa na dadari. So, because they made happiness as an idea. But purpose is not happiness. Purpose is finding that one thing that is worth suffering. That is what purpose is. Wala, masing suffering, masing sakit. And that is what Christianity teaches us. Christianity is suffering. That is why wala nag-happy-happy si Jesus Christ. Wala siya nag-smile sa cross. Wala siya nagtuwan. L.I. lang sa baktanin. Wala siya nag-aanan dito. But he was suffering at the cross of Calvary. Because only in suffering can we really understand na we are subject to this great power. Only in suffering can we bow down in worship on bended knees and realize na we are no one without God. So, I guess that is where I would conclude this long, wala malinipin, sorry. To God be all the glory.
Ayun, let's clap our hands for this time.